Broadly speaking, the project is organized into the following sections. Sorting points to create the curve. Creating the animation. Extruding the curve. Placing spheres at the endpoints of the curve. Placing a sphere at the head point of the curve. Rendering. On this channel, I also post other tutorial videos mainly focused on TouchDesigner. I'd be glad if you subscribe to the channel. Additionally, the project files are available for download on my Patreon. If you find my tutorials helpful, I would truly appreciate your support there. Let's get started. Prepare for rendering. We're going to start by adding a null pop and naming it null_render. We're going to add a geometry comp, camera comp, light comp, and render top. With these in place, our rendering setup is now complete. In my case, I've set the resolution to 1920 by 1080 for higher image quality. However, if you are using a non-commercial license, please set this to 1280 by 720. Sorting points to create the curve. We're going to add a circle pop and change the connectivity from line strip to point primitives. We're going to add a null POP. We're adding a delete POP. Please enter _point_I into the attribute, set the function to =, and enter 0 for the value. We're going to connect the circle pop, circle1, and the delete pop, delete1, to their respective pop to DAT operators to verify the data. We can see that index 0 from the circle pop, circle1, has been removed. Please copy and paste the delete pop and set invert to on. We're going to add a point POP. We're going to add a line pop and set position to 0, 0, 0. For the divisions, please enter 2 * op null1 dot number points /2 - 1. We're going to add a copy pop and connect the point pop to input 0 and the line pop to input 1. We're going to add a merge pop and connect the null pop, delete pop, and copy POP. Please be careful to ensure the input order matches what you see in the video. We're adding an attribute combine POP. Please enter P into the input attribute. We're going to add an attribute pop to create group ID and swap ID. We're going to add a math mix pop, create group size, and enter op null1 dot number points into the value. Moving to the Combine tab, select Mod A, B, enter _point_I for Scope A, Group Size for Scope B, and Group ID for the result scope. When we connect this to a pop to DAT and check the data, we can confirm that the indices are divided into 3 groups of 39 points each. We're going to add a sort pop and enter group ID into the attribute. By checking the pop to DAT, we can see that the group ID values are now sorted in ascending order. We're going to add a GLSL POP. Please enter the code shown in the video and set the output attributes to P and swap ID. The purpose of this GLSL POP is to prepare for reordering the second and third indices within each group ID cluster. These clusters consist of values such as 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. We're going to add a sort POP and enter swap ID. We're going to check the data through the POP to DAT. The indices are organized into groups of 3. The last value of each group is identical to the first value of the next group. This results in the same value appearing twice in a row at each boundary. We're adding a null POP and naming it to DAT. We're going to add a POP to DAT and an add SOP. Drag and drop the POP to DAT, POP-to-5, into the points DAT, and turn on the named attribute. In the Polygons tab, let's change the method to by group. Change add to groups of points and enter 3, 4 in. We're doing this because 3 group IDs together form one single group. We're going to add a convert SOP and change convert to Bezier curve. We're adding a resample SOP. Set the level of detail to 4 and the length to 0.04. Please note, in this video, I entered 0.01, but that was an error. I apologize for the confusion. Please use 0.04. Turn on maximum segments and enter 504 segments. We're going to add a geometry comp. We're adding a constant MAT and drag and drop it onto the geometry comp, GO2. We're going to add a delete SOP. Change the operation to delete non-selected and the entity to points. Turn on use number and enter 0, 100 into the pattern. As we can see, a portion of the curve we just created has been deleted. Creating the animation. We're going to add a keyboard and chop, a timer chop, and a pattern chop. For the timer chop, please reference K1 from the keyboard and chop. For both the initialize and start. We're going to change the pattern chop's type to ramp. And enter op resample 1 dot number points into the amplitude. We're going to add a lookup chop and change the cyclic range from automatic to no. In the delete SOPs pattern, please enter 0 plus str int op lookup 1 chon 1 plus. when we press 1 on the keyboard. We can confirm that a one-stroke drawing animation has been created. Placing a sphere at the head point of the curve. We're adding an SOP to chop. We're going to add a trim chop and enter op lookup 1, chon 1 for start. And enter op resample 1 dot number points plus op lookup 1 chon 1 for end. We're going to add a sphere SOP and set the radius to 0.1. For the center X, Y, Z, please reference the TX, TI, TZ values from the timer chop. We're going to add a merge SOP and connect the delete SOP, delete 3, and the sphere SOP, sphere 1. This shows that a sphere is now placed at the leading point of the curve. Placing spheres at the endpoints of the curve. We're connecting the resample SOP to a SOP to POP. We're going to add a delete pop and change the entity from points to primitives. Please enter 0 to 9 in the pattern. We can see that a part of the curve has been removed. We're adding a constant chop and set the value to int op delete 3 dot number prims 1. We're going to add a null chop. In the delete pops pattern, please enter 0 plus str int op null 2 chon 1 plus. Please set invert to on. We're going to add a line resample POP. And please change the resample method to divisions per line strip. Enter 1 for divisions. We're going to add a sphere pop and set frequency to 3 and uniform scale to 0.05. We're going to add a copy pop and connect the sphere pop to input 0 and the line resample pop to input 1. We can now see that spheres are placed at the endpoints of the curve. Since the null_render pop was only for explaining the rendering process, we're going to delete it. When we press 1 on the keyboard, we can see that spheres briefly appear at curve endpoints that haven't appeared yet. To fix this, we're going to add a filter chop. Change the type from Gaussian to spike, set the filter width to 0.02, and the spike tolerance to 0. Pressing 1 again, we can confirm that the issue has been resolved. We're going to connect a sort pop to the very first circle POP. We're going to change the point method from no change to random. Extruding the curve. We're going to add an extrude SOP and a circle SOP. Set the circle SOP's radius to 0.02 and divisions to 16. Please reference the circle SOP's radius in the thickness translate of the extrude SOP. We're going to add a lookup texture pop and a ramp top. Please drag and drop the ramp top into the lookup texture pop, where you can please set your favorite colors. We're going to copy and paste the geometry comp. And please connect the sphere SOP and extrude SOP respectively. Rendering. Please add a light comp of your choice. In this case, I've used the settings shown in the video. We're going to delete the constant MAT and please add your preferred material. In this case, I added a PBR mat and configured it as shown in the video. We're adding a bloom top and a composite top. We're going to add a transform top and please set a background color. Various shapes. We're going to try the same process using various shapes. We're adding a sphere POP. Please change the geometric connectivity from triangles to point primitives, and please set the frequency to 2. We're going to add a tube pop, and please perform the same steps. If you prefer not to connect the end point back to the start point, please add a delete POP. Please enter group ID for the attribute. Set the function to =, and for the value, enter 2 * op null1 dot number points /2 -1. Here, we can confirm that group ID 49 has been deleted. After applying some custom settings,